Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth to rule well. This is the brother Izar. And I'm going to be going into, two in the field, one will be saved, which, essentially is talking about 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed or will fall, and then the 1/3 will survive, And I wanted to start off with Amos 9 and 11. And it says, and that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. All right, because under David you had the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. All right, all of Israel was under David. Even the Edomites were under David. All the nations were under David, and also Solomon. It says, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it up as the days of old. That means total subjection unto the house of Israel by these other nations, and the house of Israel will be in subjection to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, that means it's going to be a righteous kingdom. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this. All right, so the reason why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is saying that the heathen are called by his name means that he created the heathen. He created Israel, and his favorite is Israel, and he's going to have the heathen in subjection to Israel, and nobody can say no. All right, because he created them. It wasn't the gods that they worship. It's not their gods that created them, their idols that created them. It was the Most High Yahweh that created everything. All right, and he's saying, I'm the one that's doing this. I'm the one that's saying that you're going to be in subjection to Israel. All right, it's kind of like when you have children, all right, when you have siblings, your father will tell you, you and your brother go do this, or he'll just tell you, you go do this work, and sometimes if you have a bad child, he'll respond, well, why do I have to do it? Why don't you send so-and-so? All right. And the answer from your parents is almost always, because I'm your parent and I'm telling you to do this. And that's what Yahweh was saying. All right. I created you. I'm your creator. I'm telling you that you're going to be in subjection to the Israelites. All right. And notice how it says in verse 12 that they may possess the remnant of Edom. When did that happen? Vocab. All right. Dr. James White. When did that happen? All right. It happened under the rule of David and Solomon. But after that, it fell apart. But according to scripture, it's supposed to last forever. So is the Most High a liar? Or does that mean that it's going to happen again? All right. So the remnant of Edom, all right, which the rulers of Edom are, all over the world. All right. And of all the heathen, Ammonites, Moabites, Hamites, all right, which are called by my name. Why? Because the Most High created them, saith Yahweh that doeth this. All right. Verse 13, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and that the treader of grapes him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. All right, so what does that mean? That means that what's coming is a destruction. All right, a destruction that's coming is what's gonna, melt with fervent heat, as I believe it was Apostle Paul that said it. Actually, it was in the book of Peter. All right, let me see if I can get it. Book of Peter. What was it? First? Second? First Peter 3 and 10. Second Peter chapter 3 verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right. So this is Peter. All right. This is the book of Peter. And we know that the book of Peter was after the King David. All right. Because Yahushua came from the seed line of David, which is Joseph. You know, it's not Mary. Mary was a Judite. All right. That went back to David. But Joseph was the seed line of David. And Yahushua was of the seed line of David, which means of the sons of the sons of David. All right. So it says, but that day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. That means when no one expects it, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. All right. That means it hasn't happened yet. So in Amos 9, verse 11 and 12, all right, talking about the possession of the remnant of Edom, of the heathen, all right, and the building up of Israel, of the ruins of Israel, of the building up of the third temple, which is the house of David, all right, which the house of David is the northern and southern kingdom, not just the southern kingdom, all right. So in verse 13, where it says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treader of the grapes him that soweth the seed, and the mountains shall drop down sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. All right, that day is coming, and it hasn't happened yet. All right, so verse 11 and 12 haven't happened yet. You know, not in the full, what is it called? The full prophecy. You know, I mean, it hasn't completely been fulfilled, because if it was, then it would have still been that way. You know, and as we see today, we don't have King David ruling over us. We don't have Yahweh and Yahushua ruling over us. People are unsure of the names of the Most High and His Son. You know, those are indicators that this isn't the kingdom of heaven. It says, and I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel. All right, so does that mean that before the end, we're going to be in captivity again? Yes. All right, so that's how we know we are in captivity right now. All right, because this goes to the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, all right, to the scattered abroad. You know, the Philippines, you have over there in Asia, you know, you have Israelites all over the world, man. That's why it says that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, and shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit thereof, or fruit of them. All right, so out of that captivity, we're going to come out, all right, out of Egypt again, like the first time, but not the Egypt that we were in before, Matazarayim or Mitzrayim, all right, over there in Africa, but the new Egypt, the spiritual Egypt, all right, which is here in America, Babylon. It says, verse 15, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them, saith Yahweh thy God. All right, so when is this going to happen? Or when did this happen? All right, because we don't have the names of the Most High, the names of Yahushua. There's still corruptness, wickedness, and all kinds of adultery and all kinds of wickedness going on in the world. All right, so when is this going to happen, or when did this happen? All right, because like it says in Sirach chapter 10, all right, as the ruler of the city is, so are his guards, and so are his people. You know, so we know that these politicians are involved in child trafficking and child pornography and child exploitation. All right, we know that these elites are involving into wicked sacrifices, you know, promoting wickedness, like Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, saying that it's okay if you break up and have sex with another man, and you know, you come back and you know, you steal a married woman. They're promoting that all that stuff is okay, man. And it's not. It even tells you in the scriptures, if you and your wife separate and your wife has sex with other men and then she comes back to you, you shouldn't even take her back. That's what scriptures say. You're not allowed to take her back because you divorced her and she slept with other men. you shouldn't take her back. The real way to do it is you divorce each other. All right, you give space, you give time. You don't sleep with people. All right, talking to women, and the men, they don't sleep with married women. They can sleep with other women. All right, but not married women. And the women are supposed to stay, in the name of that man. All right, give time to heal or whatever the case was, and then you reconcile and you come back to each other. Then you can remarry. But if you separate and you go after other men and you're playing the harlot, and then you get it out of your system, so you want to come back to that man that was good to you or whatever the case may be, that's wickedness, man. That's why there's laws, statutes, and commandments in the Bible, so you can dictate how you live your life, man. All right, so you can live righteously according to the word. It says, and I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, verse 14, and they shall build the waste cities. All right, when did that happen? And inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. There shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. All right, and that's not talking about those Jewish people moving to Israel and calling it their land. All right, because it says the Most High is going to put us into that land. So when did the Most High come down and save Israel and take them and put them into that land so they can start rebuilding? When did they inherit the Edomites? When did they inherit the heathen? It hasn't happened. All right, so those people in Israel are the Jews that say they are Jews and are not, like it says in Revelations. It says, and I will plant them upon their land. All right, I will plant them upon their land, verse 15, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith the Lord, Yahweh thy God. All right, so the Most High is the one that's saying this, man. But going back to two in the field, all right, it's talking about a small salvation, man. The salvation isn't for a lot of people. All right, so let's see who Amos 9 and 11 applies to. This is Luke 17 and 31, and it reads, in that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. All right, because Lot's wife was, infatuated with the way that, they lived in Sodom and Gomorrah. So as they were leaving, she loved that place so much that she turned around and she turned into a pillar of salt. All right. It's kind of like when you have a really badass car, or you have a car that you have been working on, like Jake, the way that Jake is, they like to upgrade things. And, you have this vehicle that you've been upgrading and, you adding new stuff to it, and you come to the fact or you come to love that car. You come to, really have feelings for that car and really care for that car, that whenever you park it, you walk away, you're always going to turn back. You turn back and you take a look at your car like, damn, that's a good looking car, Or when you have a woman, all right, and you part ways, you're dating and you part ways, and, you'll turn around and look at her one more time, man. So that's what Luke 17 is talking about. All right. Those that have that life and they turn back and look at that life, man. When you come into this truth, as you plow in this truth, as you start working in this truth, you're not supposed to return to that old life you had. You're a new man. You see? So you're not supposed to turn back into that life and want after that, man. You're going to have your temptations, and that's normal, but you should never go back into the world. All right? Once you're in this truth, man, and you go back into the world, it's going to be really hard for you to come back in unless the Most High wants you to. So it says, verse 33, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. And that's what these other camps talk about. Well, when the RFID chip comes out, I'm going to go after it. It's not bad, and it's not this, and it's not that. You have to feed your family, trying to put it in a certain perspective. All right, I had watched this movie called My Cousin Vinny. All right, and it's a funny movie. But there's this one part that sticks out when he says, this other lawyer, he's trying to build a case that looks good. All right. He said it's like this card, and it's a regular card, and he said, it has the right height. It has the right length, and seemingly has the right width, just by looking at the card sideways or looking at it from the front. Everything seems to add up. It looks perfectly good. All right. Everything looks even. And he's trying to build that case off of that. All right. And that guy, Vinny, turns the card around and he said, but this is really what it is. And it's a flat card. It's not a big old card. It's not a fat width. It's just the height and the length that look big. But really it's small. It's thin. It's air. It's nothing. And that's what these other camps are trying to build it up as. It's this, you have to take care of your family, and they bring out a scripture because if you don't take care of your family, you're not considered a man, and you have to do this and you have to do that. All right, but in reality, it's nothing, because the final line is, if you're an Israelite, Leviticus 19:28 tells you not to take any incisions to the flesh. If you're an Israelite and consider yourself an Israelite, all right, you're not supposed to, put stuff into your body that's foreign, And also it tells you not to care for the ways of the world, because the Most High has your back. So if you're worried about your children not eating or your family not eating, then you shouldn't. All right, because the Most High is going to provide. And like scriptures say, those wicked people that gather food and gather things for themselves are going to end up being for a righteous man, because a righteous man is going to stumble upon it and he's going to take it. The Most High has your back, man. He controls absolutely everything in this world. All right. There's not one thing that's impossible to the Most High. You see? So it says, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. All right. So when that RFID chip comes out and you try and take it because you need food, you need water, you need shelter, you need things that are essential to life, you're going to lose your life, man. But those that lose their lives, all right, you stop celebrating birthdays, you stop celebrating Christmas, you stop celebrating these pointless, unholy days, all right, and you start living for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Seemingly, you're losing out on life, all right? But in reality, you're actually gaining eternity, man. So verse 34 says, I tell you, in the night that there shall be two men in one bed. That's not talking about homosexuality. That one shall be taken and the other shall be left. All right? It's not talking about bed as in homosexuality. All right? It could be house. Let's go into that word bed, because that's not talking about homosexuality, man. The Most High would not permit that. A couch, a reclining, a couch on which a sick man is carried. All right. So it's not talking about a bed, two men laying together. All right. That's unrighteous. So it's talking about, any type of occasion, or even old men, put into those old houses, so it's talking about two different people. All right. It says the one shall be taken and the other shall be left. If God loves everybody, why didn't he take both of them, man? What's the explanation behind that? When I was growing up, I didn't understand Luke 17. I didn't know what that meant. One shall be taken, one shall be left. What does that mean? It says two women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken and the other left. All right. Two men shall be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left. So what are these occasions, man? What do these occasions represent? It says, and they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, wheresoever the body is, thither will the angels be gathered together. all right, which is the brotherhood, all right, the body of Israel, the elect, the little ones. That's what that's really representing. The little ones, that the elect, all right? You may have, siblings from the same parents, mother and father, yet you're going to have some that are not going to go into this truth. Some that are not going to believe in this truth. It even happened with Yahushua and his family. You had siblings of his that didn't believe, and you had siblings of him that did. All right? So one shall be left. All right? Two in the field, one shall be saved, and the other shall be left behind, man. What is that representing of? Let's go to Zechariah 13, and I'll start off at verse 7. And then from 7, I'll jump to Matthew, which actually, let me get Matthew ready over here. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 6. So let's go back over here. Zechariah 13 and 7. It says, "Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is my fellow, saith Yahweh of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones." All right. So awake, O sword. Who's the sword? Esau, Edom, and any nation that the Most High uses to strike Israel. All right. It says, "And against the man that is my fellow," all right, which are Israelites, "saith Yahweh of hosts, smite the shepherd," which is Yahushua, "and the sheep shall be scattered." All right. Who are the sheep? The elect. The elect of Israel. All right. That's who Yahushua came here for, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Why were they lost? Because they went away from the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. They went away from the ways of righteousness. It says, "And I will turn my hand upon the little ones." Who are the little ones again? It's Israel. Matthew 18 and 6. "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to the man by whom the offense cometh," which is who? Esau, Edom. And that takes me back to Amos 9, where it talks about the remnant of Edom and the remnant of the heathen, because all these nations had Israel under subjection. All right. And now it's going to be turned around and double unto Edom, like scripture says. Yeah, that was it on that. All right. So don't offend the little ones. And who are the little ones? The Israelites. All right. Those are the little ones. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has turned his hand upon the little ones, because now they're waking up. They're waking up and they're realizing who they are, coming into this truth. And that's why I brought that other one, not to turn back from this truth, not to go back into the ways of the world, So it says, Zechariah 13 and 8, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." All right. That means 1/3 is going to survive. 1/3 is going to be that remnant that survives. 1/3 is going to be the elect. 2/3 will die, all right, by that fire, that nuclear fire, by World War III, by the, evil things that are to come. It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire," all right, which through the fire can be either through tests, and it also is that fire at the end, World War III, the end all be all after the mark of the beast. It says, "And will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried." All right, so let me go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3, and I'll start at the top. But it says, Zechariah 13 and 9, "And I will bring them the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. All right. So how do we call on the name of the Most High, man? What is his name? All right. Proverbs, what was it? Proverbs 30. What is his name and his son's name, if thou canst tell? What is his name? It was Proverbs. Yep, Proverbs 30:4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fists? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name, if thou canst tell? All right, so what is the name of the Most High? What is the name of his son? All right. Zechariah 13:9 proves that we need to call on a name. All right. And like the New Testament says, and like Yahushua says, and like the apostles say, and like the brothers say, all right, under no other name in heaven, under no other name can you be saved. So you have to have the names as well, man. You know, that's part of being the 1/3, the elect. The elect will call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know. So now let me read Matthew, or Salakia, Wisdom of Solomon 3:1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. You see? So even when it seems, you know, that you have no food, you have no hope, all right, you have no way of life, even though it seems like that to the wicked and to the unrighteous, all right, to the righteous, their hope is full of immortality, like scriptures say. All right. It says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. You see? In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. All right. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. You see? So you have to have your hope in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that he's going to save you. Even though the body may be killed, the spirit is going to be taken up to the Father, and he's going to take care of you, man. You know? He can even bring you down to your body, you know, and be resurrected in a glorious body. You know? It says in the twinkling of an eye, you know, the book of Corinthians, in the twinkling of an eye, our bodies will be changed. You know, one second it seems like he's dead, and the next second you're going to be in a new body, man, if you're part of the elect. Verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. You see? As gold in the furnace has he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. And that's the same thing that we just read, man. You know? So let me go to the last part. Zechariah 13:9. It says, and I will refine them as the silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. That means purified. When you put an ore of gold into the fire or into a smelt, all right, what happens is the gold is purified into a golden brick, and it's going to be pure gold. All right. It no longer has, impurities. Now it's a pure block of gold, and that's what the Most High is doing with the elect. He's purifying them. You see? So it says, let me go to Isaiah chapter 1 and down at verse 9. It says, except Yahweh of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. All right, that means destruction. That means death. That means all of us, all right, all of us have sinned. And that's part of coming into this truth, man. You have to know that you sinned in your past. All right, through reincarnation, you've sinned past and past times again. In your current life, you've sinned, you know. So unless, except the Most High, Yahweh of hosts, had left us a very small remnant, which is a 1/3 of Israel, 2/3 are going to be burnt and destroyed. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Which, what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? They got destroyed by fire. All right. And now it's going to be nuclear fire that we're going to be destroyed by. You know, Lord, we're not part of the number that gets saved. All right. But 2/3 of Israel will fall, man. You know. So you have to be in a righteous, kingly mindset. All right. To be saved, man. So this is Revelations 12 and 17. You know, because Esau Edom knows that the remnant is out there. Esau Edom knows that 2/3 of Israel is going to fall. And that's why he's doing the wickedness that he's doing, trying to convince, you know, everybody. And it says, unless, all right, unless, you know, we wouldn't have been in the hand of the Most High, we all would have been deceived, you know, but it's impossible because we're in the hand of the Most High. He's protecting us. So Revelations 12 and 17, it says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. Who is that woman? That woman's Israel, man. You know? Let me go to Jeremiah 6. Jeremiah 6 and 2. I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. The shepherds with their flocks shall come unto her. They shall pitch their tents against her. Round about, they shall feed everyone in his palace. All right? Because Israel is a comely and delicate woman. You know? So Israel is seen as a woman in the scriptures, man. So Revelations 12 is not talking about an actual woman. All right? But it can also be Mary, and the child that was to be born is Yahweh Shai. You know, in the beginning of Revelations 12, it says that. But, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, which is in this occasion Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which are the Israelites, which keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right, so that remnant are the elect. You see, that remnant are the believers in Yahweh and in Yahweh Shai. You know, the remnant is the one that are doing the work. You see? So back in Zechariah 13 and 9, it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my God. All right? And that's who the Most High is going to take care of. You see? So going back to Wisdom of Solomon, and I'm going to end it. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and verse 8. They shall judge the nations. You see, the Edomites, the remnant of the Edomites are going to be part of it. The remnant of the heathen are going to be part of it. All right? And have dominion over the people. Who are the people? All nations. It says, and their Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, shall reign forever. All right? Verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. And that's why it makes sense to us. It makes perfect sense to us. And the way the elders break it down, we understand it. But not everybody understands that. They struggle in their mind because they have those stumbling blocks set by the Most High. All right? And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Now, who is that? Let's go to Exodus. What was it? Exodus 19 and 6. Was it Exodus 19 and 6? me start off at 3. And Moses went up, Exodus 19:3. And Moses went up unto the Most High, Yahweh, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountains, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And we read that in Amos 9. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. So I hope that was edifying, and with that I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our apostles and our elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to you Akim out there, pushing this word out in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.